What's going on, guys? I'm your host from the East Coast, Gina Man 94, here to give you guys my WWE SmackDown review for October 4th, 2016 edition. I think the go home show for No Mercy. I believe No Mercy is this Sunday. So yeah, we had another very, very good episode of SmackDown. Just building up the rivalries for No Mercy and solidifying the matches and getting everything squared away for that. SmackDown does an incredible job with their storytelling and their storyline, feuds, building up, all of that good stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. The first match we had was Bray Wyatt versus Kane. This was an alright big man match. Kane, of course, is going to be an obstacle to go through either way. And, Bray is preparing for Randy Orton. So he had a tough opponent in Kane tonight. Midway through the match, Randy Orton appeared on the screen, kind of like how Bray does his little vignettes. And he was upside down on the Titantron. And, he was just saying he's going to turn Bray's world upside down and all this other stuff. Pretty much just playing the mind games that Bray would usually play. And I love what they're doing with this feud here. It's just like they're making it matter. They're making it different. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to beat you up. No, I'm going to beat you up. Nah, it's different. They're adding different elements to it. And every time it's just like great. It was great last week when Randy was trying to find Bray. It's great this week as well. So Bray was pretty much distracted. And then he finally just was like, you know what? Screw this match. I'm about to go find you, Randy. Because you're not about to play these mind games. And so he left the match. It was just over after that. He just walked out and got counted out. We had a backstage segment with Baron Corbin, who says Jack Swagger is dumber than he looks if he thinks he's going to come to SmackDown and make waves on it. Then, Swagger pops up. They go back and forth for a little bit. Swagger's like, you know what? Forget all this talking. I'm going to go to Daniel Bryan and see if we can get a match for tonight. And we'll settle this once and for all. They had a little run-in a few weeks ago when Jack Swagger, I guess, was either just a free agent and got signed to SmackDown from Raw, or, however they did that. But, yeah, they put him on SmackDown, and he had a nice little run-in with Baron Corbin. They didn't touch or anything. They didn't even say anything to each other. So, I guess they just looked at each other and just knew they were going to have to take each other out to establish some type of dominance on SmackDown, because they're both, similar in stature. Nice little segment, though. It set up a match for later on tonight in the show. We had Nikki Bella versus Alexa Bliss. And, these two are having a nice match as well. They had Carmella on commentary, who was trash-talking Nikki Bella and all that good stuff. Good contest between Nikki Bella and Alexa Bliss. They had Alexa in there with a very formidable opponent. Since she's going after the SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch, why not put her in there with Nikki Bella? It would make a lot of sense to do that. Nikki Bella has been an established champion for years. And if Alexa wants to be champion, she has to go through this obstacle. So they were fighting, and, they got to the outside of the ring, and Nikki Bella finally got tired of Carmella talking trash, and she just threw Alexa Bliss into her. And then, after that, they proceeded to double team her because they were mad. Like, we might as well double team you, try to throw her into me, so we gonna throw our fist at your face or something. So then, as Nikki Bella's in the ring getting beat up, Becky Lynch comes out to make the save and pretty much help her out. But this turns into a tag team match. So, Carmella and Alexa pretty much worked over Nikki Bella for majority of the match. And then Becky Lynch got in with the hot tag. Carmella hit the super kick on, I believe it was Becky Lynch? Yeah. And then Nikki Bella threw her out of the ring and then proceeded to chase her to the back because, they still have their rivalry going on. And I believe they're going to actually have a match at No Mercy. So then, Becky Lynch was just laid out in the ring. Alexa Bliss got to the top rope and she hit, what is her finisher called? I think it's like a corkscrew moonsault or something like that. It's called the Twisted Bliss Rounding Moonsault to win the match for her team. I love this result here because it wasn't just like Alexa faced Becky Lynch one-on-one. We didn't get that match. We got a tag team match where they worked over Nikki Bella for majority of the match. Becky Lynch got in there. Carmella pretty much knocked Becky Lynch down to the point where Alexa Bliss could take advantage and win the match. So she pinned the champion, but it wasn't like a one-on-one match, and it wasn't just because, they had been fighting the whole match. So I like that element of it. And, I can't wait to see their match this Sunday. And I know it's going to be a good match because both of them know how to work. I told you guys about Alexa Bliss. I'm very high on her. And, of course, Becky Lynch is amazing. So now we get, Bray Wyatt, like kind of how Randy Orton was last week, searching for Bray Wyatt in the back. Bray Wyatt was in the back searching for Randy. He finds this little this little, I don't know, what a like little trailer or something. It had his chair in there, and just a bunch of smoke. So he was like, "Oh, this the best you got, Randy? This the best you got? No challenge." So he gets in there and walks around the chair, and then Randy Orton closes him inside of this structure. He locks him in there too, and Bray's just like, "Dang it, he got the best of me on that one." He was just going crazy, and Randy was like, "Now you're gonna know how it feels to have these games played." And there was just a camera inside of the little cart or whatever it was, where Bray was in there just going crazy, punching walls and stuff. Like, he was just so upset that he fell for it. But yeah, he was trapped inside. So, I love this feud. Like what they're doing. It's getting me hyped up for the match for when they finally do touch. Because they're pretty much going around each other. They're playing mind games. Randy's trying to, play the same mind games that Bray plays with him. So it's a different element to it. It's not just the same old thing all the time, which is why SmackDown is way better than Raw right now. I don't know what are they doing? The shows are literally a day apart and they're totally different. Raw is trash and SmackDown is just great. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but I love it. Daniel Bryan had 5 women in the ring that beat breast cancer. They gave them SmackDown Women's Championships. All that good stuff, feel good moment. They had the Ascension versus the Hype Bros, and not the Ascension, the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains versus the Hype Bros, and the Vaudevillains are done. To be honest, they're done. I wish they would have came in as face, because I believe they could have got over as faces first to the eventual heel turn, kind of like they did in NXT. But they don't. Man, they're a great team, and I wish they just wouldn't waste them like this. They had the Hype Bros beat them, and it was weird because the Ascension were standing on the top of the entrance ramp watching the match. So I don't know if they're gonna be trying to face the Hype Bros at No Mercy. Not really much build to that, but just the fact that the Vaudevillains are heel now and just they don't really have anything to them. They let them work a little bit, but they're losing these 2 to 3 minute matches to the Hype Bros. Why are they losing to the Hype Bros? They're former NXT Tag Team Champions. They should not be losing that easily to the Hype Bros. I don't understand. The match is alright though. Mojo Rawley he's on something, because that man has too much energy in his matches. And he comes in fire with the hot tag. They eventually hit the Hype Rider to win easily over the Vaudevillains. Not much of a competitive contest there. And that's just a gripe I have, that I feel like they're wasting the Vaudevillains, but we'll see. We had this Miz TV segment. It was the Dolph-umentary, highlighting Dolph's career. Since he put his career on the line last week for one last match against The Miz says his career will not be forgotten, even though it has to end. So they have this whole video package that they did up, and I was dying because they made it look like a WWE 24 special. I'm just like, are you serious? It was called, what did he call it? The Success of a Failure, the Dolph Ziggler story. And how all the failures this man has had in his career. How he was Kerwin White's caddy, and he went around with the "I'm Dolph Ziggler" promo gimmick, and how he was in the Spirit Squad, and every embarrassing moment that happened when Edge cashed in Money in the Bank on him and beat him in like less than 10 minutes. Just stuff like that. It was just highlighting his worst. Like, they were saying, yeah, he had some success, but he had way more failures than he had success. They even had edited superstar interviews about him being a loser and how his comedy isn't funny. And oh my god, I was literally just. They had Batista. I'm just like, really? Are you guys serious right now with this? I was dying. They had me rolling. It was hilarious, and I love what the Miz did here. He was just Miz was like, man, if I had that career, I would have left years ago. And then Dolph went off on him. He was like, shut up, ass face, or I'll slap the hell out of you. He got real serious. Like, there was no game. This isn't a game for Dolph, and I like that. He's not joking around. This is his career. This could be his potential last wrestling match. His career is on the line. And, the Miz is just pretty much chalking it up in the win column for himself. And Dolph is just like, hey, no, we're not doing this. Nope, we're not doing this. You're not about to just say that my career is over. We haven't even fought yet. You'll see. And then, he proceeded to talk about the video package that showed, Dolph was like, for every 10 failures, he's had a huge successful moment. Either people telling him that, he's their hero, or little kids when he makes the Make-A-Wish thing come true, or even winning the world championship. All the people that root for him and support him is the reason he can't walk away. But he came to a crossroad. He thinks he can deliver still, and he knows he can beat The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. But he said if he doesn't, then he doesn't deserve to be there anymore. Says The Miz will never take his career for him, and it's been a hell of a ride. But and he knows all things must come to an end, but this is not one of those times, and he's not done yet. The Miz was like, yeah, you are. You're done. Your career will end because of me. And then he was just like, well, I got something that maybe will cheer you up. And he brought out 2 members of the Spirit Squad. I was like, oh my God, can this segment get any better? He brought out Kenny Dykstra, and I think it was Mickey. And oh my God, they get in the ring and they're just like so happy to see Dolph. And then they start doing these chants. They do a chant for his name. And then they just say he should join the unemployment line once The Miz beats him. And oh my God, The Miz did his best to embarrass Dolph tonight. And it worked. And then Dolph was like, you know what, Miz, you want to go right now? We can go right now. This ain't no freaking game. And then the 2 members of the Spirit Squad attacked him because, he was pretty much just no-selling the whole thing. Then they started to attack him, and he came back, and he had his own version of a super kick party. He kicked Kenny Dykstra, and then he kicked Mickey. He almost kicked The Miz because The Miz ran in there, but The Miz got away. He almost got caught, but he was able to get away. And, yeah, that was a hell of a segment. The Miz is a great heel. I don't think he gets half of the credit that he deserves for being that type of heel. He has a very strong character, and he's able to generate these things from the crowd, and he's able to get these, he's able to pull the best out of his opponent. I don't know if it was, his rivalry with Cena back in the day or something, but The Miz has been a hell of a worker for years, and I just love the work that he's doing now, especially on SmackDown. We have Bray Wyatt still trapped in the crate that Randy locked him in, and he was just, still going crazy for a little bit. Something developed after this next match we had, which was Jey Uso and Jason Jordan. Jey Uso still having that very aggressive approach to his matches, so is Jimmy. They're more and more aggressive each week, and they're just trying to kill their opponent and injure them. That's their main goal every week. But just like in that tag team tournament match, he was caught off guard by Jason Jordan, who rolled him up for a quick pin, and it was another quick victory. And of course, after the match, the Usos attacked them just as they did before a few weeks ago. Jimmy Uso attacked Chad Gable outside the ring, threw him into the steel steps, and then they were about to take out his MCL, the MCL of Jason Jordan. But Heath Slater and Rhino came out to make the save because, they're having their tag team championship match against the Usos at No Mercy. And the Usos were unable to pull off the same move that took out Chad Gable for a couple weeks. So, they're just continuing that storyline and, had them run in to make the save, get the crowd to pop for them a little bit. And, yeah, we'll see that match this Sunday as well. So I'm excited to see that as well. And then, like I said, something developed after this match, which was Bray sitting in his rocking chair. He wasn't going crazy anymore. He was actually looking calm. And it was weird, because it seemed like he was talking to Sister Abigail. And he hasn't really mentioned her in a long time, so it was kind of weird. And he was like, I knew you would be back for me. I'm ready to go home now, so take me home. And I'm just like, what the heck? This thing just got even more creepier. And then, Randy, in a little bit, when they came back from commercial, went to check to see how Bray Wyatt was doing because he didn't hear him going crazy anymore. And he wasn't even in there. It was locked. It was locked. Completely locked. And then he goes in there and nothing. Nobody was in there. It was so weird. I liked how they the camera was positioned for that. It was just, great angling and stuff like that. But Sister Abigail got Bray up out of there. So it just adds to the mystique of Bray Wyatt. And, hopefully this builds him up even more and just great things can happen from this. And, yeah, I'm very excited for their match as well. No Mercy is looking to be a great pay-per-view, just like Backlash was. So after that, we had Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. They've been teasing this match for a while. And what's happening? I guess Daniel Bryan made the match. Haven't seen Shane in a couple weeks either. I was kind of upset he wasn't at SmackDown last week. I got heat with you, Shane. I wanted to see you last week, man. Dang it. But yeah, anyway, they had a nice little physical big man type of match. These guys are similar in weight and size, as I've mentioned earlier, so they match up pretty good with each other. Swagger's the all-American athlete, so of course he tried to keep Corbin grounded throughout the match. It's hard to do that though, because Baron Corbin ain't no pushover. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He ain't no small dude. So, he worked over Swagger for majority of the match. The ending was questionable, though, but I think it's just going to lead to them having another match. And Swagger went for the Swagger bomb. It got countered, but, Corbin put his leg up, but Swagger caught that and put him in the Patriot lock. And it seemed like Corbin was, reaching for the ropes and, trying to fight his way out of it. And, he was, like, using his arms and, a type of synchronization, trying to crawl towards the ropes. And then the ref, I guess, thought he tapped out, and he called for the match to be over. He said he tapped out. I didn't see Corbin tap out. I saw him fighting, clawing to get out that submission, but the ref said he tapped out. Corbin flipped out after the match, started throwing the stairs and stuff, and, threw the thing off the announce table that they have. He was going crazy. He was not happy about that at all. But I'm thinking it's just going to set up a different match between these guys, probably this Sunday. So we'll see where that goes. Match was okay, though. It was alright. It was just to take up some time, pretty much. And then we didn't get a main event match, but we did get a main event segment. So we had the face-off for, ahead of their triple threat match this Sunday. AJ Styles, John Cena, and Dean Ambrose. So AJ came out first. He says, SmackDown is the land of opportunity, and he's taking full advantage of it. He beat John Cena at SummerSlam. He beat Dean Ambrose at Backlash, and he's gonna do it against both of them at the same time this Sunday at No Mercy. Ambrose came out, says he's become a chump. He can respect the fact that he's won championships all around the world, but the fact that he had to take the low road when he hit him with a low blow at Backlash, he couldn't respect it. And then, he had him pinned for 20 seconds last week on SmackDown, but John Cena just had to interfere and show his true colors. He was jealous that Dean was about to win the title and he couldn't take it. And he was even lucky that Dean brought the title over to SmackDown so that he has a chance to become a 16-time world champion. So then John Cena comes out, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Things are heating up. He gets in the ring, and before he can say anything, AJ stops him, gets in his face, and tells him to shut up. Don't even say it. We know what you're going to say. You're chasing history. You're going to be a 16-time world champion. But how dare you compare yourself to an icon like Ric Flair? It doesn't matter how many championships you'll win. You'll never be in the same conversation as Ric Flair. But you shouldn't even be worried about that. You shouldn't be worried about the record. You should be worried about AJ Styles. I beat you at SummerSlam, and I'm going to beat you again. You want to chase history? While I make history. So here, I'm going to just sit back. You're just going to make a fool out of yourself like you did at SummerSlam. So just go ahead, spit whatever rhetoric you want to spit at me. And I'm just going to stay in here and chill. I'm the champion. Go ahead. So Cena was about to respond to him. And then he got stopped. Dean Ambrose got up in his face. Was like, nope, hold on. Stop. No. You're not about to do any of that. Nope. He says, it was just funny. Like, they were not letting Cena talk. They were not letting him talk at all. He says Cena's going to say that he didn't screw him last week and stop complaining and stop making excuses. And then he's going to make himself look like the victim. And that's what he's done for 15 years. And that's why he's in this match to begin with. He uses all of his advantages to pretty much get whatever he wants, is what Dean was saying here. And he's been trying to do it to Dean since he came to the WWE. While he's off, flying private jets and stuff and going to do movies and TV shows and all this other stuff, which I thought was ironic because I think Dean's about to go off and do a movie. He's in the ring every night, working his ass off, busting his ass, working more matches than anybody in the WWE in the last 2 years, not kissing anybody's ass like Cena does, and, doing exactly what he wants to do. He's being real. He says Cena is fake. He's a plastic doll who just does whatever everybody tells him to do, and he just kisses his way to the top. He kisses people's ass on the way to the top. They were destroying Cena on the mic. He was just like, he doesn't have to kiss ass to become champion. And he said Cena doesn't work hard anymore. He can't keep up, and all this other good stuff. So have fun playing the John Cena character on television. And I'm just like, damn, what the hell? Why are y'all burying Cena right now? It was great. I loved it because Cena didn't have to say anything. AJ and Dean were able to get themselves over by burying John Cena, and I loved it. That was perfect. You didn't need John Cena to come out and say the same things that he always says. You didn't need him to do that. This was different. This was a change of pace. They did not need John Cena to come out and bury these two guys. They got exactly what was on their mind out, and they got it in his face and let him know what they were thinking. So Cena just looked at them both, and then he looked at Dean. He was like, talk is cheap. And he ran, and then he started attacking him. Then he started attacking AJ and hit him. Did he hit him with the AA? I think, no, he hit Dean with the AA. Dean was outside the ring. Then he threw AJ out of the ring as well. And he was holding up the title. Like, yeah, I'm about to be 16-time champ, but I ain't got to say it. I'm going to just hold up this title. It's going to be mine again. So he comes down off the rope, after, pandering. And then gets speared by AJ Styles, who starts beating him up. And then they lead into a situation where he hits him with the phenomenal forearm. And then AJ is holding the title up, and he's right outside the ring, heading towards the top of the ramp, just boasting and bragging, of course. And then Dean comes back out. I mean, not out, but he gets back up, and then he hits AJ. He was like, nope, this is going to be my title. Let me hold this title from you real quick. He hit him with the dirty deeds onto the entrance ramp and laid him out there. And I loved it. I love what they did here. They made every guy look important. Cena's already important, so you didn't have to tell that story. You had to give the story of why AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose are important. And that was what they needed to do there. We all know Cena's great. We all know Cena's a future Hall of Famer. He didn't need to say much in this segment. He doesn't need to say anything at all. So this was just great how they set this up, how it was executed, how they delivered their promos to Cena. These were some fire promos they threw at John, and I loved everything they said. They told him exactly how they felt about him, even questioned, his going off and doing everything else that he wants to do, and not having that work ethic that he used to anymore. So it was great. I love what they did here. I love SmackDown. I was very entertained. SmackDown's only 2 hours, so they get to the point of what needs to be said, what needs to be done, what needs to be told, and I love it. This is why SmackDown is very much more enjoyable than Raw is. They don't have all that filler time to lollygag around and sing theme songs and stuff I don't know. I'm just talking. But yeah, SmackDown was very enjoyable. I wonder, did you guys enjoy SmackDown? If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know why you think SmackDown is better than Raw. Maybe why Raw is better than SmackDown if you feel that way as well. And yeah, I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts, and let me know how you feel about it. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. We're getting close to 100 subscribers, so I want to thank you guys very much for all your support. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.